Ornamental grass in landscape design. In recent years, ornamental grass plants have gained in popularity in modern landscape design due to their versatility, low maintenance, contrasting texture, and aesthetically pleasing appearance. They provide an excellent way to improve the overall look of your garden while offering unique textures and upright foliage that can complement other plants in your landscape. Ornamental grasses and grass-like plants come in a wide variety of shapes, sizes and colours that can be used to create stunning displays or provide subtle accents to any landscape design. Grasses are hardy plants, and you can find types that thrive in almost any type of soil and climate, but they are particularly useful in full sun. Hey Maury, help us out here. What are the benefits of ornamental grass in modern landscape design?
Yeah, sure, Todd. Here goes, I'll do my best. Ornamental grass plants offer numerous advantages for modern landscape design, including, number one, low maintenance. Ornamental grasses are classed as a low maintenance plant compared to other plants, making them an ideal choice for busy homeowners or those looking for an easy to maintain garden. They are generally drought tolerant, pest resistant, and can thrive in various soil types. They need yearly pruning to look their best. However, many can cope and thrive without pruning. But if you want a true ornamental grass, they do need pruning at least once a year to meet the criteria of ornamental. Secondly, versatility. Ornamental grass plants can be used in a wide range of landscape designs, from traditional to contemporary styles. They can be planted in borders, beds, containers, or used as ground cover or focal points, or can be planted close together in mass plantings that help outcompete weeds. Thirdly, the aesthetic appeal. Ornamental grasses as garden green life adds visual interest to your garden with their unique textures, colours and forms. They can create a sense of movement when swaying in the slightest breeze and provide year-round beauty, even during winter months. In the full sun, their leaf textures and flowers often shine. Fourthly, quick establishment. Many ornamental grasses establish quickly, which translates to money saved on labour costs and faster results in your landscape design. Number 5, the wildlife habitat. Ornamental grasses provide valuable habitat for birds, butterflies and other beneficial insects, promoting a healthy ecosystem in your garden. This harmonic wildlife help by controlling pest populations naturally by providing food sources for beneficial predators that love shelter by grasses. Sixthly, in many circumstances, broadleaf weeds can usually be sprayed dead with grass herbicides that do not harm many ornamental grasses. 7. In large, mass-planted areas, the ornamental grasses can often be slashed en masse. Number 8. Ornamental grasses help reduce erosion by capturing runoff water from rainstorms or irrigation systems before it can enter waterways. The filtration and peculation through the grass beds cleans sediment and nutrients better than most other plant types.
Let's talk about ornamental native grasses for modern Australian gardens now. There are lots of native Australian grasses that can be used effectively in modern gardens. Maury, can you tell us about some of them?
I think these ones are great, Todd. Firstly, Naphrae and Purpurea pennisetum. These perennial hardy grasses feature fine, arching leaves and feathery, very beautiful purple flowers. They are well adapted to moist soil, such as rain gardens, and can tolerate both sun and shade, but also drought. Naphrae pennisetum is a dwarf variety. Secondly, Poa Escdale Blue. This attractive evergreen, or everblue, grass has fine textured blue foliage and produces delicate cream-coloured seed heads in spring, whilst growing in attractive upright clumps. Poa Escdale Blue is ideal for creating a soft, billowy effect in borders, or as a mass planting ground cover. It is particularly good in the colder zones, with full sun or part shade. Number 3, Kingsdale Poa. Kingsdale Poa is a hardy, clumping habit grass with fine blue foliage. It is drought tolerant, making it suitable for low water landscapes or xeriscaping. Its dense, fine blue leaves form a tussock that contrasts vividly against other types. It is best in full sun but can handle partial shade. Number 4. Rustic Poa. Rustic Poa is a dwarf form of clumping grass with fine green foliage that goes a rustic brown at certain times of the year. It is a very compact form and is best in full sun but can cope with partial shade. It performs well in cooler climates, even in Sydney's climate. It does not like too much humidity, so Queensland is not really suitable. Number 5. Zengrass zoysia. Zengrass is a low-growing, evergreen grass with fine, dark green leaves and is probably the best of the ground covers in Australia. It creates a dense, lush carpet that is perfect for creating a modern, minimalist look. Only requiring mowing every year or 2 or 3, it not only practically eliminates mowing, but its undulating appearance makes an ornamental-style Japanese lawn. It looks great around rock gardens. Zengrass, with its spreading habit, is great for coastal gardens, full sun, exposed windy sites, very heavy frost regions like Canberra, and most soil types. It is moderately heavy shade tolerant. Zoysia matrella is native to Queensland. In early growth in spring and summer and early autumn, it spread aggressively, but once fully grown, after 7 to 12 months, depending on climate, it slows down. It will need edging a couple of times per year. Gently dig small pots into the ground about 20 centimetres apart and water well and fertilise. Number 6. Lomandra tonica. Lomandra tonica is a hardy, evergreen grass-like plant with long, narrow, arching leaves. Compared to common lomandra, it has fine textured foliage. It is highly adaptable and can tolerate a range of soil types. Its dark green weeping strappy leaves, unlike true grasses, does not need yearly pruning, often waiting years before its first cutback. It does look like a grass though, and is the most popular grass-like plant in Australia, whether for coastal gardens or harsher inland climates. Number 7. Yalba imperata. This spreading dense grass spreads by underground rhizomes and has beautiful silvery plumes when in flower. It is ideal for erosion control, especially in bioretention swales.
Strappy leaf plants versus ornamental grasses. While both strappy leaf plants and ornamental grass plants can add texture and visual interest to your garden, there are some key differences between the two. Maury, can you explain the differences, please?
Well, firstly, growth habit. Strappy leaf plants typically have a more rigid, upright growth habit, whereas ornamental type grasses often exhibit a softer, more flowing appearance. Secondly, the foliage. Strappy leaf plants have broader, strap-like leaves, while ornamental grass plants typically have finer, more delicate foliage. Some strappies, like Lomandra tonica, can also have fine leaves though. And thirdly, maintenance. Strappy leaf plants require less frequent pruning and maintenance to keep them looking tidy, while ornamental grasses generally prefer 1 prune per year. Most strappy leaf plants do well in full sun, but strappy leaf plants are often more shade tolerant than grasses in general. Liriope, Dietes, New Zealand flax and agapanthus are popular exotic strappy leaf plants, whilst Lomandra, Dianella, Anigaxanthos with their arching stems are popular native strappy leaf plants.
Obviously Maury loves his grasses. Hey Maury, come over here and help us. Maury, what are some popular exotic ornamental grasses?
Some popular exotic ornamental grasses frequently used in Australia are very different to our native types. It is best to use types that are less invasive. Number 1. Festuca glauca, or blue fescue. A clump-forming perennial grass with blue foliage and small, inconspicuous flowers. Blue fescue is drought-tough and prefers well-drained soil in full sun, but it's not suitable for humid climates. Number 2. Miscanthus sinensis, or maiden grass. A tall, clump-forming perennial grass with arching, green leaves and feathery, silver-white flower plumes in late summer. try to choose a less weedy form. Zebra grass is a popular one. Number 3, ornamental exotic carex. Although sedges are not true grasses, they do look like grasses. They usually need adequate water, and a lot of the exotic types struggle in Australia's heat. These will require more care to keep alive. Japanese forest grass gold, Haconocloa macra aureola, has bright golden yellow foliage with green striped margins. Slow growing, but worth the wait, as the foliage has a golden glow in the sunlight. The plants become semi-dormant over winter in cooler climates, and it can be fussy in certain places.
Let's learn about growing and caring for ornamental grasses.
To grow and care for ornamental grass varieties in your home garden, follow these simple steps. Firstly, choose the right location. Most popular ornamental grasses prefer full sun, but some can tolerate partial shade. Choose a location with well-drained soil to ensure the health of your grasses, although there are a number, like Pennisetum, that can cope with heavy, poor-draining soils. Secondly, watering. While most ornamental grass plants are drought tough, they will still require regular watering during their first growing season to establish a strong root system. Water deeply and less frequently to encourage deep root growth. Thirdly, fertilizing. Apply a slow-release fertilizer in spring to promote healthy growth. Avoid over-fertilizing, as this can lead to excessive growth and floppy foliage. And fourthly, pruning. Prune in late winter or early spring before new growth emerges, or prune at other times when required. Some grassy plants, like poa, prefer an autumn prune. Remove any brown or dead foliage and cut back the entire plant to about 10 to 15 centimetres above the ground. Grasses need at least one prune per year to look their best.
Invasive. In Australia, several types of ornamental exotic grasses have become invasive species and weedy, causing problems for native ecosystems and local habitats. What are some of these invasive grasses?
Firstly, Mexican feathergrass, or Nacella tenuissima. This fine-textured grass is native to North America, but has become invasive in parts of Australia. Mexican feathergrass has an ability to self-seed prolifically and grow in various conditions, allowing it to spread rapidly and displace native species. Number 2, purple fountain grass, or Pennisetum setaceum. With its deep purple foliage and feathery plumes, this grass is an attractive addition to any garden. However, purple fountain grass has become invasive in some regions of Australia, where it displaces native vegetation and increases the risk of wildfires. Fountain grass is often mistaken for the generally non-invasive native Australian grass called Pennisetum alopecuroides, or swamp foxtail. Thirdly, serrated tussock, or Nacella trichotoma. This South American grass has become a significant weed problem in southeastern Australia. It forms dense, impenetrable stands that outcompete native species and reduce biodiversity and cause problems in full sun pastures. Fourthly, African feathergrass, or Cenchrus macrourus. Native to Africa, this grass has become invasive in parts of southern Australia. It forms dense stands that crowd out native species and can lead to soil erosion. Number 5, Chilean needlegrass, or Nacella nissiana. This South American grass has become a widespread invasive weed in southeastern Australia. It competes with native grass plants for resources and can spread rapidly through its prolific seed production. And number 6, pampas grass, or Cortaderia celoana. While not as widespread in Australia as in other regions, pampas grass can still pose a threat to native ecosystems due to its rapid growth and ability to produce large amounts of seeds. It was considered invasive when I was a lad. To protect native ecosystems and maintain biodiversity, it is essential to choose non-invasive or native grasses for your garden in Australia.
There are many grass plants that are used widely as ornamentals overseas, but less often in Australia, due to reasons like failure, invasiveness, and wrong climate. They include blue oat grass, pink muley grass, I hope I got that pronunciation right, and North American prairie natives. As many watch this from other countries, it's important to at least mention them. How do you use ornamental grasses in contrast to other ornamental plants?
Ornamental grasses work exceptionally well when used in contrast with other types of plants in your landscape design. Their unique textures and forms can create striking combinations that add depth and interest to your garden. For example, pair elegant grasses with bold architectural plants such as aloes for an eye-catching display. Alternatively, use them alongside flowering perennials or shrubs to soften their appearance and create a more cohesive design. Ornamental grasses serve many functions in a landscape design. Tall varieties like Purpurea pennisetum can be used as a focal point or backdrop for flower beds, while shorter varieties like Zen grass give texture and colour along pathways or around water features. Many types also produce beautiful plumes during summer months that sway gracefully with every breeze, creating an ethereal effect on the landscape. Contrasting texture is the overriding design feature these free-flowing plants provide.
Beautiful, exquisite grasses can become an integral part of modern landscape garden design. Landscape professionals such as landscape architects can use them in many innovative ways, allowing these quick establishing plants to look like they have been thriving for many years. If you want a garden in a hurry and plants that are easy to care for, try ornamental grasses. They will add design flair and contrast that few other plants can match.